Hello and welcome to my stream. Sorry I wasn't on yesterday, work has been a bit insane, but gotta get out of my bubble and kinda just stay on track and try to keep up with my streaming. As you can see, the little froggy we drew on Halloween is on the screen right now. I didn't have time to calibrate him, so yeah. Mouth isn't working quite as well as I would like it to, but I can tweak that later. So today I am going to try to, well, I'm going to practice drawing a Lamia's tail. It's been a while since I've done drawing on stream. This little froggy's the last thing you guys saw. But, yeah, in my free time, I've just been drawing up another model. I don't know why. And her eyes are very snake-like, so I'm like, you know what? I should make her a Lamia. But here's the thing. I have never even attempted to draw a snake before, because that requires, like, 3D knowledge and study and stuff. But I guess I'm just going to try anyway. So today's going to be practice, and also trying to get used to this new tablet that I've got. I love drawing on my Surface Pro, because I could just put it in my lap and spin it all over the place. But I've got to learn how to use this tablet. It's an XP Pen 13.3 something. It's really cool and has lots of features, but haven't really been working on them too much. So here we go. Wait, I don't have to use a zoom bar. I could just use a zoom scrolly thing. I just want to use a normal pen, and I don't want it that big. That'll do. I also put on this little glove thing so that I don't get like hand stuff all over the screen, but it feels really weird. So apparently every time I look down, my eyeballs on the froggy close. Oh well. So how shall I start? Let's start up closer to the top. Okay, so let's say this is the bottom of her body. Here's her belly button. That's a scary looking belly button. Alright. So, to start the tail, we have to draw the little line, and I don't like that. I just erase everything. And do the smart thing. And plop in my middle line. There we go. Gonna mute for a second because I've got to yell at my dog. There we go. His belly has been bugging him because he hasn't stopped licking it, so every time I catch him I have to get him to stop. Because I really don't want to, like, put a cone on him. Oh well. Proportions are probably going to be off here, because, yeah. Oh well, it's just practice. So I guess at first we can keep her pretty straight and even. There we go. That needs to be one of the bigger ones. Now, how do I want her sitting? Like, I want her to have a nice big plump tail. And I don't know if I want it to be like, I don't know if I want it to kind of swoop like this. What I really want it to do is this thing where it kind of goes under and around so that like she's sitting on her tail, so kind of coiled. But I was looking up reference images to get some ideas, and anytime I googled coiled lamia, like the results were not safe for work. And I'm like, that is not what I'm going for, people. I am not into like that shit. No shame on the people who are, but not my cup of tea. Yeah, I've gotta re-rig this frog a bit. It is not tracking well. That could just be my settings though. Because I just downloaded and uploaded him into my software like seconds before starting this stream. Okay, so I can go that way. And either way, she's got to turn a bit. There we go. So her base can go about like that. Okay, now this part probably won't be seen too much depending on how I do this. I don't know why I'm feeling Linkin Park today, but yeah. If she's coiled, her inner coil would be small and it would just kind of get bigger as the layers went up and around. No, because closer to her would be fatter. Kind of like that. Yeah. If that goes like that, then as you guys can tell, I'm kind of a learn as I go kind of person. Okay, so she's curling this way. So then that'll kind of go. I am getting a new pen, I think, instead of continuing to use a pen that came with it. Like, it's a really nice pen and probably really good for other people, but I keep accidentally clicking the buttons, especially since it's really fat up there near the tip. Okay, so now I'm on this layer. So let me just... This can be a front layer. next layer would be about here and not as big. Yeah, you're gonna have a big fat tail if I can figure out how to draw it. Then her final tail layer, at least on the front side, would probably just shink up. Go away. I didn't mean to right click, you know this. Actually, having her tail pointing up like that would probably invite comments I don't want. So let's think about this. Okay, so instead of hanging up, maybe I should just have it kind of swooping around and hanging down, and that doesn't look suggestive at all, so that's probably safe. Yeah. Okay, so something like this. I think when it actually comes to do this for real, it's going to take me like 2 days of non-stop focus. At this point, I can get like the entire body and face and hair and clothes drawn out in like maybe a total of like 12 to 16 hours. If that. Actually, a lot less than that. Because what I did on. Oh well. That is neither here nor there. Okay. So here's the front. So you'd also need something like that to kind of do the shadowies and stuff. That's the layer I want to be on. Dang it. Here we go. So let's bring you up and around. Kind of like that. You're a little too square, so I'd want to round you out. And I want the bottom to be fatter. Cursed pen. Right eye again. And you are going to be sitting on you a bit. Curling around, not quite as big. Screws. Something like this could work. As if that doesn't look half bad. At least not for the starting part of the sketch. Okay. So for a basic kind of shape, I've got it. As if I want her sitting on her tail. So if I don't want her sitting on her tail, quit telling me I'm clicking the button. I'm not clicking the button. Actually, I want it going up. Okay, that is horrible, but whatever. It does for our basic sketch. Alright. Another reason I like my Surface a bit more than this tablet is this tablet doesn't let me like double click to pull up a keyboard. So I actually have to like look up on my desk and type on my computer's keyboard. So labeling layers is a bit more difficult on the tablet. Okay. So for the first part, ooh, she thick. Okay, so same deal. This is just the front. If she's going to be swooping sideways and around, this would have a lot more layers on the back end. But for a front, it's mished kinda. Get a little fat there. God dang it, looking at that janked up waist is making me mad. But that's not what I'm drawing. I'm trying to learn how to draw a snaky tail so I can finish making my Lamia. Like, I know I should be being productive and working on my chibi or fixing this one, but like, I don't know. I prefer just drawing new things instead of fixing all the things that I drew busted. Okay, so lots of shading would have to go on to get it to look great. That layer would kind of go like that. Nah, I'd want it to be wider across the bottom. Maybe about like that. You're swooping like that, then you would be swooping kind of like that. Now, you see, if I were like most people, like real artists, I wouldn't spend like forever just looking at this wondering what I would do next, right? Like, I just know that shadows work this way and curves work this way and 3 dimensions work this way. I am not a 3 dimensional creature. Nope, nope, nope. Um, like, sometimes, just to pick on me, my husband will say, like, where's this room? And he's talking to a room that's on another story of the house, right? And I'll point in a general direction and be like, there? And he's like, no, that's a different room. And I'm like, God damn it. And it's my own house that I've spent like many years in, and I still can't tell you where one room is if I'm not on that floor. Dimensional thinking, not my thing. It's also probably why I struggled so hard finding that one creature in Monster Hunter the other day. Because it wasn't just one level. You could go up or down. But that doesn't stop me from wanting to draw or create art or whatever. Might not be the best, but it's still something I enjoy doing. Okay, so I want you. Let me just add another scratch layer. So I want you to come around behind me, out here, then wrap around my waist. So behind, wrapping around the front, and then, don't like that line, so going back behind me this way. So here's where the front is. You'd have to swoop kind of that way. That's not how it would swoop. How would it swoop? So you're back here. So in order to swoop forward, you'd actually have to kind of cut through that way. So now you're in front of me. Then flicking up behind me. Kind of like so. I have no clue how I would draw that. So let's see here. I think the main reason I decided to do this and just try to figure out how to draw this tail today is because I just wanted to chill and listen to music. Like, I didn't feel like running around and killing shit today. And that's kind of unusual, but it is what it is, you know? Actually, if you're pulling around kind of backwards, you would still be going, you would go down a bit more, yeah? Oops. Yeah, you would go down a bit more. The underside of the tail is going over here. Quit clicking the button. Bad, Mary. Okay, so there's the underside of the tail. So now we're looking at mostly like the upper side. So now you're going wide. Yeah, so kind of like that. Anything to let break away from me, I will break away. I'll find myself today. If you hear me whisper singing, ignore it. I apologize. I could not sing to save my life. But sometimes I forget and mumble to myself. So Here's my... Oh, I'm still on eraser. For the sake of my sanity, I think the tail is just going to stay behind it. Yeah. It would come up over the shoulder and floop over the shoulder. Every time I thought I watched everything. Okay, I think this kind of makes sense for someone who can't draw or think in 3D. That kind of works. This one's a bit better though. I also need to add some extra shading around here to make it look like she's sitting back on that piece of tail back there. Oh, there is textures and stuff I can use. I haven't downloaded them on this tablet. But yeah, right now I'm just kind of sketching and figuring out how to get this to work. I've never tried drawing a snake tail before, so just trying to figure out how I'm going to do it, so when I do it for real, it doesn't take me forever. So like, her sitting on the tail, all nice and coiled up, I've got that one kind of figured out in my head. This kind of works. But the swoopy swoop behind her, like, that one's harder to figure out. Dude, don't even talk about that. Like, for real, when I was looking up, just trying to get some idea in my head for this, I was looking up Lamia, right? Anime Lamia. And then I looked up, coiled Lamia, and just like, so much not safe for work shit. Let's just say, apparently, like, yeah, hentai isn't all tentacles. I... What am I gonna do? So let's play with this one. Actually, I play with greens and purples a lot. Let's do an orange. There we go. Scribble so it stays there. And before I do anything else, let's close this up so my color doesn't bleed everywhere. Yeah, because nobody will actually see that part down there. Bloop. I did not close a line somewhere up there. A snake is not going to snake its way up there. Might. Right now, though, I'm just trying to figure out how to get this to work. Like, I wouldn't even do a skirt. It would be kind of like, what are these things called? And then lots of times they have little bells. No, like the gypsy thing. Oh shit, I just drew that all over my paint here one. Bloop. There we go. That one blooped. Oops. Giant screen of orange. That hurt my eyeballs. Where? What is that line doing there? was muted. Yay! That's the second time I've muted myself today. I also muted my Spotify earlier. Inline buttons are awesome on your headset until you don't notice you click them. So, just trying to figure out how I want to do the shading, and I think that's probably going to work. Something like that. Do I have the right brush? Yeah. There we go. This pen. There. I want more shadow over here and less over there. Coming from above, about the bottom, the third of each coil will be darker. Yeah, that's what I'm kind of doing, I think. So this guy has got a little highlight right there, and some shadows down here, and some up here, but a little bit too much around the coil. And then this guy is looking a little better. Give him a little bit of a highlight. Yeah, like something like that could work there. That bottom one is all janked up, but that's cool because this is just practice. So I think if I make the Lamia character I'm drawing with a tail kind of like this, I can manage it. I just have to fix up this part up here to make it look like she's kind of leaning back and sitting on the back of the coil. But yeah, so far this has been a fun little learning experiment. Let's go back to my darker one. This one doesn't get as much shade. Do, 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 do. So yeah, something like that for this one. That's not too bad. Actually doing it right and in full detail would take a very long time and a lot more learning, but I've got this in my head good enough I think I can manage it. So now let's try to get back to this one. Oh god, this one's so bad. Okay. So for starters, with layer 1, I do need you to have a soft place to end. So I guess you can end kind of like that. Dang it, I missed a line somewhere. Where aren't you guys touching? Touching there, touching there. As always in my head. This is another band I really like. I discovered them when I was training for my half marathon. Like, I wanted something powerful and angry, but at the same time, like, all happy and kind of fuck you. Because you can't run to depressing shit. So, yeah. And like all of their shit is like, fuck you guys, I'm awesome, I'm gonna do it anyway. So, really good to run to. Okay. What did I have going on in layer 2? Because I janked layer 1 all up. That I was dead, but I'm not dead. I'm not dead. Oops. Erase. Oh. Oh well. I hate when it does that. I know why it does it. It's because it likes it when I update it directly in Twitch instead of OBS. But I was rushing today, so I just hoped that, like, OBS wouldn't do that to me, but it did. Oh well. Actually, it's being extra spoopy then. Because I know when I was playing Monster Hunter this weekend, I updated it to say I was playing Monster Hunter. And today's title is Trying to Draw a Lamia's Tail. This will not go well. Okay. So there's layer 1. Let's get to layer 2. Huh, that actually kind of matches up. But I still want you to be fatter. Really swoop out there. Ha! Better. Ah. So I'll admit, I've gotten used to the little art glove thing, and I'm liking it. Still not really feeling the pan, but liking the glove. Okay, so it's swooping back. So this should kind of start peeking out right there. So it's got to be getting skinnier as it goes up. Too steep an angle. Can I work with that? I think I can work from that. So let's bring you together. Oh, I had to fuss at the dog again. This time, he was just like trying to steal stuff out of the room. He does this thing where he likes to steal something from us and wave it in our faces until we have to bait him away from it with a treat and trade. This dog has learned how to trade. Okay, what are my other layers doing? This is what I read. It's my time. For the glow. Okay, so that's pretty janky, but it'll do. Do I have the body closed off? No. Okay. Okay, there we go. Now on to paint layer 3. And no, my Lamia does not have orange skin, but I wanted to see what it would look like when it was tucked behind the body. The tail is doing a squiggle. It's a squiggling. I don't know. Okay. Okay, so a few in there. Not quite right, but doesn't have to be quite right. This is just practice. This is a learning exercise. God damn it, I drew all that on later too. Okay. Okay, so let's try this again on the right layer. Something like that, and her head would be right here. So you can't see any of that. None of that exists. Okay, so now so on those would overlap a bit like that. Ooh. You would think this one would be a lot easier to figure out than this one, but no, this one is far more difficult to figure out. Okay. And then layer 3 needs to go back here too. Now, how to shade this? I gotta keep my head up, 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 up above the water, up above the water. There's my walls. I'm not going down this way. Up above the water. Okay, so actually, if I do it this way, well, I don't want to mess with the water. Oh. Okay, so new reality is her tail would actually need to go more like this. Yeah, so it would go kind of like that. Instead of going straight down, it has to start curving like before it's going under. Yeah, that makes sense. Alrighty. So, let's try to figure out the shading for this again. So I already know when we do her little center scales, I have to make them start curving up in here and not just go straight down. So, lesson 1 of this one, learned. Drink this for a second. So a little bit of shade here, a little around her butt, and then a lot there. That's what she said, I don't hate you. Well, there's still something left. So like that. Plenty of shading back here. Oop. There will be a lot of shade here because of the body and itself. So, when I'm actually doing this for real, the body and the tail won't be one layer, so the tail won't be just like clipping through the boob like that. So let's pretend that's not happening. So shade around both the edges. And even though that should be hidden most of the time, might as well shade it like it's not. A lot of shade right here, but I don't want too much on the absolute tip of the tail. Hate you, but I just wanna save you. There's still something left. Alright. I think I'm going to be able to do this. Yeah. Yep, I am happy. I now have a general idea of how to make my Lamia's tail. So I'll probably do that if I get some free time this weekend in between streams and like just dealing with life. Blah. I really have to open my mouth like super wide for this frog to recognize me. Blah. Alright. Well, I guess that is it for the stream today. I really just wanted to have a kind of chill day and listen to the music. Yes, I blame the frog. I don't care if I drew him. He's not listening to my face. Like, he should be able to listen to my face. No, it's probably just because, like, I spent no time setting him up. I just dumped him into my face tracking software and went with it. Like, I didn't actually go in and adjust my settings or anything. But that is it for today. I will be back on tomorrow. I don't know if I'll be playing Ryza or Monster Hunter. I was enjoying both of them. But that is it for now, and for anybody and everybody who watched me try to learn how to draw a tail, thank you, and I will see